My parents said, "We won't pay your college tuition. You don't deserve it after my twin sister." My name is John, and I'm a 26-year-old man from San Francisco, California. This is a story about the day my family tried to break me and how I took back what was rightfully mine. When they said it, I didn't even flinch. "We're not paying for your college. You don't deserve it." Their words hit me like broken glass, but I kept my face calm. Next to me, my twin brother John looked pleased. My parents had just promised him they would pay for his whole education. For me, they offered nothing. That was the moment I finally understood. They had never seen us as equals. He was the favorite, and I was an afterthought. "Okay," I said quietly, but on the inside, a fire started. Growing up, we were a lot alike. We had the same birthday, the same laugh, and the same messy handwriting. But while I was a calm person, he was always dramatic. While I was quiet, he wanted everyone's attention. My parents loved his theatrics. Every medal he won was put on the wall. Mine stayed in my drawers. Every good thing he did was talked about at family dinners, while mine were only mentioned quickly. I told myself it didn't matter, and that one day, my hard work would be more important than their favoritism. Then came the university acceptance letters. We both got into the same program at the same school, with the same future, at least on paper. But favoritism doesn't disappear, it just gets stronger. My parents sat us down with the letters on the table. My father's voice was calm and practiced. "We'll cover his, yours. No, you're on your own." He gave no reason, no apology, just a clear dismissal. My brother didn't say anything. He just leaned back, enjoying the fame he didn't earn. That night, I couldn't sleep. I wasn't sad, I was thinking. Because if they thought that was the end of my story, they were completely wrong. I went to the university anyway. I got student loans, earned scholarships, and worked night shifts at the library. On weekends, I was in the lab and tutoring other students for money. I never asked them for a cent, and every time I felt exhausted, I remembered their words. "You don't deserve it." 2 years went by. My grades were better than his. I knew more people in my field. While he went to parties, I wrote and published academic papers. While he relied on our parents, I built a life for myself. And quietly, I also built something else. I collected records, papers, and receipts. Because my parents weren't just paying for his education, they were doing it illegally. They were taking money from a bank account that they were not supposed to touch. My father's company had set up a trust fund for both of us with equal shares. My half was mine. They had been secretly using my half to pay for his tuition. Every payment and withdrawal was documented with their signatures. They thought I was too naive to notice. They forgot that I was watching. I didn't yell or confront them. I just let them continue. Each semester, there was another withdrawal, another step in their downfall. By my second year, I had a folder full of proof. I made copies and hid them in a safe place. Then, when the time was perfect, I made my move. One cool October evening, I sent them an envelope. Inside were bank statements, legal documents, and a letter. "You stole from me." The trust was split evenly. "You used my half for his education. The total is $84,000. You have 2 weeks to pay me back in full. If you don't, I'll file charges." The lawyers for the trust fund already have copies of this. You know what that means? Embezzlement, fraud, and prison. I didn't sign it. I didn't have to. They knew whose voice was in every line. The phone calls started immediately. My mother was sobbing, begging me to change my mind. My father was angry, calling me ungrateful and a traitor. My brother was silent. His confidence was gone. I didn't answer the phone. 2 weeks later, I walked into the lawyer's office. My parents were already there, pale and shaking. My brother was looking at the floor. The lawyer slid the papers across the table. It was a repayment agreement. It included an immediate transfer of my share plus penalties. Their hands shook as they signed. In that moment, I didn't feel sorry for them. I felt justice. The same people who once told me I didn't deserve an education were now forced to admit on paper that everything they had taken was mine. The money was in my account the next day. I paid off all my student loans. No more night shifts. No more wondering how I would pay for the next semester. When I walked past my brother on campus weeks later, he looked away. The knowledge that he had been educated with my stolen money was written on his face. My parents don't brag at family dinners anymore. They can't look me in the eye. And I kept going, with my degree in my hand and my future secure, not because of them, but in spite of them. The night they told me I didn't deserve it, they thought they had ended my story. They were wrong. I didn't just take back what was mine, I made them pay for ever believing I wasn't worthy, because I was never an afterthought. I was the reckoning.